Right, welcome to History of Mississippi Slide Blues. Hope you had a lovely Christmas, by the way. We're going to start the set off with a song by Robert Johnson, a little song called Possession Over Judgment Day. Possession over Judgment Day. Had possession over Judgment Day. sit down upon my knee. Let me tell you the way they treated me. Wouldn't I tumble, cried the whole night long. Wouldn't I tumble, cried the whole night long. Woke up this morning, biscuit roller gone. I had possession over Judgment Day. Had possession over Judgment Day. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this guitar I'm playing is a so the history of blues. I'll be talking lots of rubbish at you. The more beers I drink, the more rubbish I talk. So it's exponential. I won't be able to say the word exponential by the end of the gig, by the way, as well. So this is an old resonator guitar made out of an old chicken shed door. So some of you might be familiar with it. Just going to get that. Made by a local guitar maker called Don Morrison. So it's actually it's an old chicken shed door. So it's actually galvanized iron on the back, and it's all welded together. It's actually it's still living. It's actually living iron, meaning that it rusts all the time. And so that bit there was like basically like severing my arteries every gig, which is fine for the first few gigs, but after the blood loss, I was getting a bit kind of woozy. So they sealed it up with a bit of brass, I think it is. But yeah, so it's actually and this resonator cone basically resonates the sound out. So if Kev kindly turns the sound off, I can. It's not that dissimilar to actually when it's plugged in. So the idea was basically that back in the day when guitars had to compete with other instruments like pianos and drums and things like that, brass instruments, they basically needed a bigger sound, basically, and also busking on the street as well. So that's what resonates. So the sound resonates out, and then it kind of resonates like a speaker cone, like the one at home. But yeah, this is actually it's an old chicken shed door. So actually the chicken still lives in here. I felt really bad when I bought it. I didn't want to sort of rehome it or anything like that. So it sort of seems quite happy. I get fresh eggs every morning, which is nice. It's free range. I actually let it out, so it's on a night. So we're actually missing one band member this afternoon. You may miss a big space there, which is our drummer Shawnee. He basically, in his Christmas festivities, he thought that actually doing backflips on the beach and being a drummer actually works. So after he fractured his neck, he's actually rethought that idea. So he might be out for a little while, unfortunately. So we're going to dedicate this whole gig to Shawnee Martin. So if he's listening, and yeah, so please give him a round of applause because he would have been here.
And Shawnee, having a drummer is great because every time Cal does terrible jokes, he goes doo-doo-ch. So I might try and do that.
That's what we got him for, actually. It wasn't actually for his drumming skills. It's actually just that. That's
what the audition was. Can you just do this little rhythm for me?
Yeah, he was terrible at everything else. Yeah. But yeah, he nailed that bit, which is great. So.
But while he's fractured his neck, which is really concerning, I think he's fine because he's not in a hospital. He might have a brace or something, but he's not a paraplegic, so yeah, all good. Thank God.
Yes.
So he must have pulled off the back foot to some degree.
But he's a wild man, and he does wild man things. So we're going to do a little song by Lonnie Johnson. So I'm going to be throwing names at you this afternoon that you may not have heard of. And you can go home and Google them all, but don't Google them during the gig, because that's just rude. But but Lonnie Johnson was basically, he was the guy who actually invented the bend on the guitar. And basically Hendrix and everyone else sort of copied, obviously. Everyone does bends now. But he was famous for that. But he also was famous for, have you heard of a guy called Lonnie Donegan? So he was a British skiffle artist, and his name's Tony Donegan. And when he heard Lonnie Johnson basically came and toured the UK, and he loved it so much, he actually changed his name to Lonnie from Lonnie Johnson, basically. So, but this is there's a little song called Jelly Roll Baker. Also, John Martin did a version of this one as well. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that. On I think it's Solid Air, I think he did it. Anyone heard of John Martin in the room? So it's another one you can Google. Actually, I saw him on his last tour. He was an interesting character. He'd lost his leg, basically, one of his legs, due to just drinks and drugs, basically. He actually blamed it on a really heavy guitar. He said it was so heavy over the years, it worn his leg down. But I don't think so. And he came on his last tour, and he came on with a big robe and a staff, and he kind of came on and sat down like some musical Gandalf. And then he asked the crowd for a spliff, and then someone asked him a spliff, put it on his guitar, and away he went. So, but this is he did a version of this one as well. So, Jelly Roll Baker. Jelly Roll Baker, please be a slave. Gay blows his horn, gonna rise to my grave. Mr. Jelly Roll Baker, best jelly roll in town. Only my bacon jelly, keep my gambling down. Come place an order 3 weeks ahead. I'd rather have your jelly and my home bacon bread. Mr. Jelly Roll Baker, best jelly roll in town. The only my bacon jelly, keep my gambling down. Kory, hold double bass there. best jelly roll in town. One man making jelly, keep my gambling down. The only man making jelly, keep my gambling down. The only man making jelly, keep my gambling down. Thank you, thank you. Never really fully worked out what a jelly roll baker actually kind of is. I kind of have my suspicions.
Tell us what they might be.
Yeah. Blues, as you know, is full of euphemisms. And that's one of them. Sometimes they make it easy for you. There's one of the artists we actually play today is he's got songs like "Your Biscuits Are Big Enough for Me" and "Warm My Wiener." So those type of ones, they kind of are fairly self-explanatory. So the next instrument I'm playing right here is a cigar box guitar. So I presume some of you have seen it before. So the idea of the cigar box guitar basically was, so back in the day, people couldn't afford guitars. And so they basically got cigar boxes and made them into guitars. And so there was actually a weird little thing, if you wanted into nerd cigar nerdness. They made cigar boxes into smaller boxes. So back in the day, they basically had to be made or sold in crates. And then they had the customers excise people who actually made them, sell them in 50 lots. So the cigar box kind of became really small, and that's what these type of things are. So this one's actually made out of an old Colorado number plate. So there's someone in Colorado waking up right now and going, where the hell's my other number plate? Same with the same guy in Mississippi is doing the same thing. And but basically the idea is that they're tuned to an open tuning. Anyone know what an open tuning is around here? All you guitar nerds? No? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. That's all we get. Yeah. That's what we get when we play blues, actually. We always thought we'd actually meet girls when we play blues, but all we actually meet is bearded men asking about tunings. And guitar string gauges as well. So so this is a 12-gauge Martin string, and it's an open G tuning. That will save time at the end of the gig. So this is basically an open G tuning. And the idea of an open G tuning is that basically you can play a cigar box guitar pretty easily. So they sell them in Audi as well, actually, oddly enough, little kits. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, and so basically the idea is that you can basically play a chord like that without actually holding down your fingers on anything. So you can basically play a G chord, and that's. If you want to do that, you could actually do it. And actually, some blues songs are actually only one chord, so you can actually get away with just doing that one chord. And then obviously, then people started wanting to do a bit more with it. So then they started looking at the 5th fret, and then you played a C chord, and in the 7th fret you played a D chord as well. So basically, the idea is that you can actually play a cigar box guitar with this bottleneck. We'll talk about bottleneck later on. I'll tell you how you work this. Everyone's going to be an expert at bottleneck slide by the end of the day as well. In fact, there's an exam at the end of the day, so I forgot to mention that, but. Basically, you can play what's called the G, C, D chords. So the idea is that back in the day when people were travelling around in boxcars and freight trains, what they called bums and hobos, nowadays they're called musicians, and basically they were basically looking for a way to play songs together because they didn't want to learn instruments because that's way too much, and they couldn't even read at that stage, so they learn an instrument. So basically, the idea is that you can play 3 chords and then just play all the simple songs like, early Dylan, Woody Guthrie, Pete Seeger stuff, with just 3 chords. So my oft-told story, if you may have heard this one before, I've actually changed it now though, is if you lost all your fingers in a molasses making accident, you can actually slap your stump over the 5th fret and 7th fret and still make a chord. And that was the whole idea of it, so you can actually play it with just one finger as well. This one is going to be, and then obviously you can do more. There's scales, and then so you can do a lot more with it as well. So you can just play like that 5th fret, 7th fret, and open. but we can do a lot more with that. This song is going to be a song called Mojo Working. This is an old Muddy Waters song. And there's a little bit of a chorus in there as well, a little bit of a call and answer. So we're going to do a little bit of a field holler. So field hollers were basically early blues. That's where blues came from. Basically you had two fields. One would sing a line, the other field would answer it, and then the original field would just resolve it. And that's where you get that blues call and answer sort of second line sort of thing. So we're going to call out the chorus and then Mojo Working, and then you're going to sing along if you feel like you're singing. I always think it's Sunday, but it's not Sunday, is it? What is it? Wednesday, what is it? I'm a musician, I don't know what days they are. I mean, this is even early for me to wake up, so let alone. So I'm doing pretty well. The song called Mojo Working. Can I make a bit more cigar box in the fallback? I got my mojo working, but it sure don't work on you. Got my mojo working. I'll just change my instrument, I reckon. Yeah, it's cool. Sound good? Let's go to Mississippi instead. Got my mojo working, sure don't work on you. Got my mojo working, sure don't work on you. Love you so bad, don't know what to do. I'm going down Louisiana, get me a mojo hand. Going down Louisiana, get me a mojo hand. working.
Got my mojo working.
Got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. Okay, we're going to divide the room to half. So we're going to go mojo working on this half and see. We're going to compete against the two rooms. Half the room. I got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. Okay, now the right hand side of the room. I got my mojo working. Oh, jeez. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. Now we're going to actually do guys. Okay, only guys. I got my mojo working. Oh, jeez. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. I got my mojo working. Sure don't work on you. That was so low that whales are beaching themselves. Got it, the girls now. I got my mojo working. Oh, I got my mojo working. 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 Sure don't work on you. I don't know actually. Who won that one?
Oh, I love the lady.
You reckon? Ladies, yeah? Alright, let's do the ladies. Alright, all together. I got my mojo working. 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 Sure don't work on you. Very nice, thank you. I got my mojo working. 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 Sure don't work on you. Thank you so much. Thank you for singing. That's awesome. We're going to do a couple more tunes and we'll have a short beer break. Make sure you sample some of the Wheaty beers. It's an absolutely amazing place to play this one. And while we're congratulating the Wheaty, please thank Kev on Sound over there, our third Beatle today, actually. We usually give him Ringo, but you can actually be George today if you want. Oh, there you go. That's my John thing. Thank you. No, you're back to Ringo now. going to do a song called Stones in My Pathway. This is another... it's another Robert Johnson tune. So Robert Johnson was basically that, the selling his soul at the crossroads thing. But actually the story went that he got lessons off a guy called Ike Zimmerman for about 6 months, and he came back even better than what he was. And being a guitar teacher myself, I say that's a great thing to do. Have I told my Robert Johnson joke? Anybody heard my Robert Johnson joke? Anyone come to the Fringe when we play the Fringe? Oh wow, I got a fresh audience. I'm so excited, I need a drink. So Kory and Kev heard this about, what's this, the 7th birthday or something of this joke? So
like every year, I feel like you're my surrogate father, and it's like every Christmas the same joke comes out.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like a cracker, basically. Yeah, being a cracker one day, a blues cracker.
Without the bang.
What's that?
Without the bang.
yeah, it's like a fizzle.
Yeah.
When you pull it, it's just really wet. But basically, here's a Robert Johnson joke. You'll thank me for it. No, you actually won't thank me. But basically, the idea. So Robert Johnson basically. So the idea was that as it goes in history, he couldn't afford a guitar. So he did kind of what a cigar box guitar is. He couldn't afford a guitar, so he basically made his house into a guitar. So basically, he got 3 lines of chicken wire. So people going, oh shit, it's that joke. As people are leaving, I'd probably leave actually before the end of the joke. Actually, we'll come back to the second set, and there'll be no one here. But so anyway, so basically he did 3 lines of chicken wire in his house, and he basically used the house as a resonating box like this, and he basically used a big bottle, and so he'd actually play the strings of the house with a bottle, and like a slide, like we're talking about today. And he would actually slide up and down the strings of the house, and then he would actually use that to write songs, this type thing. So Robert Johnson, he didn't actually, not only did he invent early blues music, but he also invented early house music. Where's my thing, Kev? Kev, where's my thing? Thank you very much. I love that joke. It's just grown better with age. It's like wine, isn't it? Or cheese. More like cheese, actually. So this little song called "Stones in My Pathway." See, someone's walking out already. Got stones in my pathway, rolling dark at night. I got stones in my pathway, rolling dark at night. Pain in my heart, taking my appetite. I got a bird to whistle, I got a bird to sing. I got a bird to whistle, I got a bird to sing. Without you, mama, life don't mean a thing. got a bird to sing. I got a bird to whistle. I got a bird to sing. Without you, baby, life don't mean a thing. I got stones in my pathway, roads seem dark at night. I got stones in my pathway, roads seem dark at night. Love you, baby, with my appetite.
Carl Williams Jr.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sliding all over the place.
It's actually really nice. It's actually going back to the old days, isn't it, Kory dude? It's like, it's lovely. This is my brother from another mother, Mr. Kory Horwood on double bass. Please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you. It is a great pleasure to be over here. We've been playing for 15 years. So we met in a dark alley in the back streets of Adelaide
We did
15 years
actually.
ago.
I
And
think that was
the
exciting.
rest is history.
That was the most exciting part of our relationship, actually, that dark alley.
Yeah.
You never treated me as nice since. We haven't actually been playing 15 years. We've actually been playing for 1 year. It just feels like 15 years with but yeah, no, it's Kory's amazing to play with. Definitely one of the best bass players, if not in Australia, but definitely in the world. So he's absolutely amazing player. Very lucky to be playing with him. So we're going to finish this one on our first set. We're going to do a song called God Moves on the Water. This is an old Blind Willie Johnson tune. So this is a song about the Titanic. I'm reading a book on blues. I read a lot of book on blues, as you can imagine, being a nerd. And this one's about disasters and blues songs that are written about them. So one was the Mississippi Flood and train wrecks and Casey Jones and people like that. This was the Titanic one. So I'm the guy at a Christmas party you don't want to actually start talking to. I talk about blues disasters and how fascinating they are. And you go, oh, really? That's really nice, yeah. So, oh, wow, Jim. So, I'm alive for the party. But this is a little song called God Moves on the Water. Blind Willie Johnson was one of my favourite players. He basically made no fame in his lifetime. He basically busted on the streets of Mississippi, but he influenced a whole generation of musicians. And he's actually got a song out in space. There's a song called Dark as the Night, which they actually put on a disc and sent it off into space. So any aliens out there who listen to blues will really enjoy that piece of music. Unless it makes them really angry and then they want to invade people. Who knows? Who knows what the effect will be? But we'll soon find out. This is a song called God Moves on the Water. We're going to do this last song and we'll have a short break and grab a beer and then we'll be back. God is on the water, God is on the water, there's a river and people run and pray. The year is 1912, April 14th day, Titanic struck an iceberg, people run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people run and pray. The gods were resting, sleep as they were tired. Then a great excitement, then a gunshot was fired. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and we gotta run and pray. Captain Smith gave orders, women and children first. Then a life goes pilot, men in liable to crash. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and we gotta run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people have to run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people have to run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people have to run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water, is on the water, and people have to run and pray. God is on the water, is on the water. We're on the water and people run and pray. God is on the water. We're on the water. We're on the water and people run and pray. God is on the water. We're on the water. We're on the water and people had to run and pray. Thank you very much. We're going to have a short break and we'll be back very soon. Thank you. I'll grab a beer at the bar. We've also got an album out as well, a Great Moose album there as well if you want to grab one, or you can grab one at the end, whatever you want to do. Thank you.